SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
Our second show from our new home at Caesars Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles, laying out the red carpet for it.
Great job.
I think all the boxes are unpacked too, so we're all settled in. We got it going here.
We are ready.
Welcome in. We got the mighty wall of
all
live
the TV
sports action behind it.
Man, Rick, I'm looking.
You come on down here, you got a wall with all the Vegas Wise Guys spreads and stats and numbers and predictions and the like here at Caesars Sportsbook. Fabulous Brews Brothers right next door.
Every game is being
bar,
played.
some great food as well. Many thanks, though. What are you guys entranced with?
I mean, it's every game that's being played. No, it's every game that's being played. I mean, it's being played every game.
Yeah. Vanderbilt is playing Kentucky this week.
Yes, what's the spread? You got it?
14. Kentucky is favored.
There you go.
Wow. That makes
How
no
can
sense.
that be? Many thanks to Horseshoe Lake Charles General Manager Russell Deaver.
Yes.
VP Dylan James, Jamie Grand, Zachary Gillum from the Sportsbook.
Thank them all.
Laying out the
Great
red
job.
carpet, getting us over here. We're going to have a lot of fun telling you more
We're excited
about
to be here.
Caesars
I am.
Sportsbook in Lake Charles. All right, let's begin with the best damn 30 minutes of sports
Always.
entertainment here in Southwest Louisiana. We got LSU and Ole Miss. We'll get into that.
Come on, Tigers. Come on.
Saints on a short week after losing to the Super Bowl champs. We got a much more important game coming up with Tampa Bay. We have that. All right, it's a top 15 SEC matchup. All eyes will be on Baton Rouge, I think.
No doubt.
It's the marquee game, really. I think it is. All due respect to Texas and Oklahoma, right? The Red River Shootout. All right, this is it. LSU and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
It's a gauge. It's
Let me
kind
just
of a
say it.
You go first. No, let him go first.
Let me say it. The loser of this game is not going to the playoffs.
Wait a minute. What's that again?
The loser of this game is not going to the
All right,
playoffs.
call the wise guys in Vegas.
I'm telling you right
Get it
now.
on the board.
They're not going to the playoffs because you still have games to play.
Yeah. No, I think you're valid on that. I think you're valid. And right now,
I hope LSU understands that.
LSU is 13th ranked, so they're.
Don't
but
worry
it's fun.
about that.
No,
you know, actually, it's an oddity.
That's what you play for,
You
Scooter.
normally don't see this much disparity in the polls. Actually, in the coaches' poll, LSU is 10th.
Yeah.
Ole Miss
I get that.
is 7th or 8th.
I get that.
It's actually the first time Ole Miss and LSU were in the top 10 since
Really?
1962.
Are you serious? 1962, Scooter?
I don't put much into coaches' poll anyway. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't.
I
don't. I trust the media. I trust the AP media better.
Here's my take, though. I don't think I'm overstating it when I say this game will tell us if LSU's any good or not. Well,
that's kind of an obvious thing.
There's some good. There's some good.
Look.
But this is kind of the game they've been building for.
Oh, that's why I said this is a barometer.
Ever since losing to Southern Cal.
Yeah.
And I think they are better.
Yeah.
I think their defense is coming around with a lot of freshmen.
Yeah, and they better come around.
Let me
really
say this,
fast.
guys. Scooter and Rick both. And I want y'all to answer this question honestly now. Since LSU's been playing, I'm going to go this far. Under Kelly, have you seen a number of games that have been won by just coaching alone? Now, think about what I'm saying.
Oh, gosh.
You go back to the Les Miles or go back to the old days, there were games where they outcoached their opponents. Think about it, guys.
When Les Miles was there, you weren't saying that.
I don't know,
Coach
man.
O.
That's a tough one.
Coach O, there were games where they outcoached. I mean, they outcoached their opponents. Rick, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of games where we actually beat somebody by outcoaching them.
No, it's valid. No, that's valid. It's a tough one for me to
How
answer.
about Alabama 2 years ago? He
Went
went for 2.
Yeah, okay. Got one on that
Could
one.
be one, Scooter. You may have gotten me on that one.
Let's get something that we can quantify. All right. Ole Miss.
Every other team, you think they're supposed to beat by 30.
Ole Miss is coming off a pretty good outing against South Carolina.
You can't
LSU open day.
back.
Good
Very
bounce
good
back
bounce
game.
back.
Look, these two quarterbacks, in my opinion, Pretty Boy, Jackson Dart, and Nussmeier, very similar, I think.
They
Good
are.
arms,
They are.
can move
They
a
are.
little bit.
They are.
I think Nussmeier against better competition might be, I think he's playing better than Jackson Dart, more consistent. Better competition.
I think he has the better arm. Dart has the better legs.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities there. Yeah, you're right about that.
Just don't lose it. That's all I can say for nothing. Just don't lose it. Just don't lose it. Play within yourself. Don't lose it.
Remember last year, though?
Don't lose it.
700 yards
700
of Ole Miss
yards.
offense.
700. Rick,
Yeah, but LSU had like 650.
I know. Is
That was
55,
nobody could stop
I'm
each other.
right about
There was
that
nobody could
later.
stop each other. Okay, that's what it
Unbelievable.
was.
Unbelievable.
Nobody could stop each other. That was
All
the
right.
badness of it all.
Offensively, another similarity.
Yeah.
Kyron Lacey,
Yeah.
Trey Harris.
They got him.
Yeah.
Two
Both got
superstars
him.
on the outside.
Both have him, Rick. There's no doubt about it. Both have him.
LSU offensive line, still supposedly one of the best in the country. Ole Miss defensive front, pretty doggone good. 6 sacks against the Gamecocks.
Yeah.
Is it
That
power
bothers
against
me a little
power?
bit.
Is it strength against strength there, Kevin?
To a degree,
come on.
Rick, I can say yes.
Strength against
yes.
strength.
But particularly with LSU's offensive line, their strength has been pass protection.
It has been.
Which
I'm going to
need-
ask you a question.
Look,
Which you need with Nussmeier.
you got to have it.
Does-
You gotta
You
keep
give
him-
Nussmeier time to throw, he will do it.
I agree.
Oh, no doubt. Does Kelly institute a ball control to keep Ole Miss and Jackson Dart and all that Kiffin Lane hijinks off to the sideline? Do you try to control the clock?
Rick,
Do you,
my
do
answer
you
is
run the
yes,
ball more?
Yes. But let me tell you this, Rick. The
Do you
thing
just
is,
feed Durham? Feed Durham.
you've got to have plays designed to get that first down, and you've got to stay in front of the chains, Rick.
Oh, huge.
Rick, you can't go second and 9, 2nd and 8. You can't. You
What did
can't
Kelly
go
say
there.
during the week?
You
What did
can't
Kelly
go
say
there.
during the week? I believe I'm quoting
You got to
him.
be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3.
You've got to make a team one-dimensional. You've got to make a team one-dimensional if you have any
Well,
shot.
Well,
Look,
This LSU defense, I don't.
it's suspect at times, Rick. Look, Rick, when LSU has been in front of the chains, Rick, LSU has played well and they've won. Rick, if you go 3rd and 2, man, you're good. You cannot be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
Not
You
against
can't.
this defense.
You can't.
Not against this defense. If you had to throw out one key for LSU side.
I got mine. If Scooter, I've got mine.
avoid the big plays defensively.
That's a good one, Scooter.
The chunk,
Mine,
explosive, yeah.
Mine-
It's been a problem. For
it has
them.
been. It has been. And you
And
know,
Ole Miss is kind of.
Kiffin's coming. Rick,
5
don't
seconds.
be conservative. Don't be conservative. Play ball.
If you're out and about on Saturday, you can check out LSU and Ole Miss at the Max Bar and Grill
Yes.
at the National in Westlake. Live sports at every turn. All your Louisiana favorites are on the menu, of course. Weekly specials, easy hours too, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, plus weekend brunches. Enjoy all that and more before and after 18 holes of championship golf
Great
at
golf.
the National Golf Club.
It is good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling.
And tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is a Miller Lite commercial.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
We're back. Our second show from our new home. It's
Yes.
Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles. What a facility. Home of Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Home of Brew Brothers right next door. Home
We
to
really like
Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse.
They
yeah,
say
the
that is one of
celebrity
the best
chef.
restaurants here in town, man.
The
Gordon
celebrity
Ramsay.
chef, you see him all over Fox
Yeah.
Network, the whole thing. He's everywhere. Gordon Ramsay. Home of the luxury hotel, of course, and now home of SoundOff. We throw that in last, right?
Always.
All that other stuff is more important. Home of Sound. All right, coming up just a bit,
Yes.
the Saints. We look forward to and look ahead to a big game against the Buccaneers Sunday in the Dome. Will Derek Carr be healthy enough? We'll get into some of that. All right, I said earlier in the week, the Manatee Cowboys needed this open date about as bad as Nick Saban needs to get a quote retraction of what he said about Vanderbilt.
Well, I
Because it came back to
disagree.
bite him on the butt.
This is not a good time for an
He can't
open
take
date.
that back.
You don't, I
No.
think it is. Why would you say the Cowboys
Well, you
need
got
to
to
play?
just sit there and wallow in this loss for 2 weeks. They needed to get mad, get embarrassed, and come right back out.
No.
There's an argument there.
But I'm
There's
going to
an
disagree
argument
to a
there.
little bit. I think you need to have this to get some bodies back on the field, Rick.
That
Yeah.
wasn't their problem.
Well, Scooter,
They got to get Davey
They
back.
gotta get
They got to
somebody
get
back on the
Severa
field
back
right
in the
now. They do,
secondary.
because
The
they're
two
struggling
leading
right now.
tacklers. You're right about
they
that.
are struggling.
I don't know. On open date, you can get the coaches to pound them more. You know, you're saying, hey,
Open
just get
dates
back
are
on
not
the
always
field.
good.
I
They're
mean,
not
I
always
don't know
good.
this team. The coaches should know this team. They should know what buttons need to be pushed.
About this time, yeah, you're right.
And how can you push buttons when there's no game Saturday?
Kevin, this team, I asked Coach Goff last week prior to the Houston Christian, what's still up with these unsportsmanlike penalties, personal fouls?
That was
we saw
disturbing.
more against Houston Christian.
They look more interested in getting in
People's face.
Houston Christian's face
People's
and
face.
Yan than they did in tackling them.
It was a poor tackling game.
You know,
I mean, it
As
was,
a former player, how difficult when you've got guys chirping on you, when you've got a guy hitting you low during a
it's
play,
frustrating.
you
But
know,
you got to keep
gotta
you
be
cool.
emotionally strong.
Because you have to realize it's not all about you. You got 10 other
That's
guys
right.
that's depending on you to keep you cool and do what's
That's right.
right. Because, man, look, we struggling right now. You doing something stupid, Kev, man, that's not going to help us,
That's
bro.
right.
So, you know, Rick, it comes to players knowing who you bring in from the portal. You got to look at these guys and know what happens to them, why they're leaving. You know, you got to look at all of that, Rick.
Goff has said if it's an effort play,
I get that.
unsportsmanlike
I get
person,
that.
if there's effort,
I get
if
that.
there's just you want to mad at somebody and want
Yeah.
to pull somebody's
Yeah.
face mask,
You can't
then you
do
can't
that.
have that.
You
All
can't
right,
do that.
this open date will.
this was all wanting to show how bad you are.
But they they have no history of that.
None.
They're
None.
0-10
None.
last year,
None, Rick.
and this is a totally different
And
team.
I'm
I
saying,
get it.
What gets it to that point to where they feel they need to do? I mean, if you winning ball games and if you undefeated, hell, go ahead, son. Go ahead. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
This is a team
But
trying
you're
to
not
get back to
undefeated.
the upper tier of the Southland. And man, what an opportunity that was in Houston Christian. Could have run the winning streak to 4 straight games.
Yeah.
You're going to an open date, and then you got Incarnate Word and Nichols back-to-back road games. It was a perfect opportunity to go into an open date with a vibe, with some positive. And now they go into an open date, and they're like, we lost at Houston Christian.
Are you still looking at 8-4?
It's still in play, barely. this was chalked up as a huge win.
Okay.
This was chalked
It
up.
was. It
for
was,
me.
Rick. It was.
And it should have been.
It was.
It should have been.
I'll go back to they should be embarrassed. This open date should be for some soul searching.
Yeah,
agree with that,
reevaluation.
Stuart.
Look yourself in the
agree.
mirror, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you're right
a lot
about
of that
that.
did take place.
All right.
You know.
This
a lot
is
of
an
that
open
did
date
take
true,
place.
and I get Scooter's point. The injured finger on the throwing hand of Clifton McDowell,
Yeah.
who'll have a week to, because it obviously got slammed
Yeah.
in the Houston game. He
It
went
did.
to the sideline. He came back, really couldn't throw, really couldn't do anything. So they need to get him ready. No doubt about that. Defensive angles and tackling, Kevin.
Rick, there
Kevin.
comes a point.
How do you?
Rick, some of it I can't explain, man. You, as a defensive player, Rick, that's one of the things we took pride in, man. When you go through your drills and stuff, take the right angles, man. Because, I mean, when you made tackles, man, you got little things in the locker room from your buddies, man, like, yeah, that was a good tackle,
Yeah.
man. You know, stuff that motivates you to want to be good at tackling. When you look at teams like Bama, Bama's probably been one of the best tackling teams that I've looked at in a while that they was coached like that.
Didn't
Rick, you gotta
show
be
it against
coached.
Vanderbilt,
They
did
didn't.
it?
Rick,
Well,
because
I'm
it
about
didn't.
to side.
But you got to be coached to
I'm about
want
to
to
side
tackle.
tackling is a lost art. Now, some are worse than others.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any team anymore is a good tackler.
But let
Yeah.
me tell you what the problem is, Scooter and Rick.
They all just want to hit them.
No.
They don't want to wrap up.
What coaches teach guys now, I've been at a lot of LSU practices, it's not so much guys missing tackles. Coaches are telling them if you got a guy that's close, go for the ball. That's what they're
Good
coaching.
point.
work out.
Good point.
That's what they're coaching, Rick. And that's
Yeah.
why you're seeing guys trying to strip
Are
guys
you telling
all
me
the
they're
time.
actually coaching that?
They do. They coach that.
Hit the
They would
ball,
rather
yeah,
have a
force
Unless
turnover.
somebody else has got him wrapped up. No.
But that's what I'm saying, Scooter. If you got a guy that's close or with an angle, they'll tell you, go for the ball.
Boy, it's a
because we've got-
science, isn't it?
It is.
Punching that ball out, hitting that ball with the punch, and
But can you
it's
imagine
turned
what
into a
the-
science.
Getting the ball back, that's That's
yeah,
huge.
a turnover is huge. But
That's
I do want a guy on the ground.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do want a guy
yeah.
tackled.
There's no doubt, Rick.
You know,
There's
the
no
angles
doubt.
have to get better
There's
for the
no doubt.
Cowboy defense. They got to get some players back in there. When you're playing reserves and some walk-ons, it's just going to show up.
Yeah.
They're reserves for a reason.
Yeah.
And you know, same thing with McDowell, same thing with the receivers, with the running backs. You got to get it all together, this extra open date, because let me tell you, Incarnate Word, they got the best quarterback in the conference. They got some of the best defenders. It's going to and
Greg, we
and
was
then you got
counting
Colin
these games.
Guggenheim waiting in a couple of weeks.
We wasn't counting these games as one that McNeese was going to roll by. Think about it now.
I was. All right.
Think about it.
But
I was shocked.
I was shocked too.
I
Now,
expected McNeese to
you know,
win
look,
that game
you talk about
Everybody
McNeese
did.
with all the players. UL Monroe. This man in the middle sent me a note. UL Monroe added 70 new players. They got a new coach.
Let's remember where they
74,
were. They got a
74.
new, and UL Monroe is
74.
always in the discussion.
Yeah.
Is the, you know, in the top 5 worst teams
Worst.
in FBS.
Yeah.
They have 73 new players. They're 4-1 right now.
They were 2-10
They
last year?
are leading the Sun
2-10.
Belt.
2-10 last year.
Yeah. Yeah. So it can be done.
Yeah.
If Monroe can do it, anybody
You're right.
can
coaching,
do it.
Coaching, Rick. It's coaching.
If
Coaching.
Monroe can do it, anybody can
It's
do it. Do we
coaching,
get
Rick.
a Warhawk helmet?
No, not.
We're getting a Vanderbilt helmet.
No, we're not.
We're
No,
getting
we're
a Vanderbilt
not.
helmet.
No, we're
I
not.
know people
The
in
Commodores.
Nashville.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
the
step
Commodores.
aside when we come back.
Wow.
Saints, Bucks, Derek Carr, so
where does
much
it end,
more
Rick?
when we return to
Where
Caesars
does it end?
Sportsbook. Stay right there.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
I love being an adult because bringing a fruit platter to a party takes on a whole new meaning. Don't tell anyone it's store-bought. Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
And it's good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling
And tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream? No, Luke. This is a Miller Lite commercial.
SoundOff presented to you by J&J Exterminating,
Yes.
protecting Louisiana for over 60 years. Experts in termite and exterminating protection. Also brought to you by Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. The legendary name of Roto-Rooter is right here, and they have a slew of plumbers and they do water cleanup service you can trust. All right, SoundOff, our new home at Caesars Sportsbook. That would be Horseshoe Lake Charles.
Yes,
Love
it.
Horseshoe Lake Charles, the only casino in Southwest Louisiana that offers 100 times on craps. 100 times odds
big, Rick.
on craps.
That's
Think
big.
about that. Another reason to get down here.
That is
and of
big.
course, I got to keep talking about Bruce Brothers. Let me throw this out. I'm telling you, it's some of the best chicken and sausage gumbo I have
Right here,
ever
Rick.
eaten in a restaurant.
Right here.
Is at Bruce Brothers.
We had it.
Mark my words.
We had it.
If you have it, you can call me. Come
It's
on
good.
down and tell me I'm right or wrong.
It's good.
I don't know. Just
It
make
is
sure.
good.
All right. The Saints are not playing the the Falcons. I don't know what the red and the black. We're playing the Buccaneers.
It was my.
It just so happened that's what you put on.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't no way.
All right, 26-13 loss at Kansas City. It's a Super Bowl champs.
Rick, it was a 3-point
It's
game.
Arrowhead.
It was a 3-point game, Rick.
After 2 weeks into the season,
It was a 3-point game.
we were assuming the Saints would be in the Super Bowl.
That's what we
And
were
how
thinking, Scooter.
quickly things
Three
could
straight
change.
losses.
And I know they're
Three straight
they're
losses,
a walking
Rick.
wounded mash
Oh, my
unit.
gosh.
But it's just how can
The
things? Now
injury-
we're wondering if they're gonna win a game again.
Well, they
It's just.
They
It's
will.
just.
I'm
They
pretty
will.
sure.
They will. The injuries are mounting up. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be Well, no, they are. By this point, they are in New Orleans. They left the Tampa Bay area because of the onslaught of Hurricane Milton.
You're exactly
this
right. This
storm in the Gulf, gentlemen.
A Category 5.
Right, quickly.
Well, they're practicing at Tulane all week.
Yeah.
Really?
One of Tulane's biggest boosters is Tampa. I can't think of his name. Is Tampa Bay's owner.
Really?
Really?
The Glazer family?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
They have donated. In fact, there's a Glazer Center at Tulane.
Really?
And so Tulane rolled out the red carpet.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
All right, so the Bucks came in early. Hopefully that'll throw them off a little bit. I don't know. Look.
Tulane.
There you go. All right, Baker Mayfield, I would say pretty doggone red hot. He's having a great early part of the season.
He's doing well. He's
now,
playing
the
well,
Buccaneers
too.
are coming off a thrilling overtime loss to the Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean,
They should have
Kirk
won that
Cousins,
game. They should
he
have won
throws
that
for over
game.
500 yards in overtime, makes a winning touchdown play. Get this, a little backstory. Kirk Cousins, I didn't see this, but I heard about it, I read about it. After the game, at some point, he does a media interview from the parking lot of a Waffle House in Atlanta. This is Kirk Cousins. This is the kind of guy.
I love me some Waffle House.
Oh,
they say that's his alter ego, Rick, is what they say. He has an alter ego. That's his alter ego.
Derek Carr, late in the game in Kansas City, goes down, suffers, reaches around. I think the initial thing was an oblique.
Look,
I don't even know what
that can be painful.
Is.
That's toward the back area
in the side.
with the ribs. That's painful.
Earlier in the week,
the term all the time.
That's painful.
Oblique. Okay, oblique.
Drew Brees
what is
had
that?
an oblique injury.
And that's painful.
While he was playing.
That's painful.
We don't know. I mean,
I don't see him playing next week. I don't see him playing next week. I don't see Carr playing next week.
Really?
Rick. I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
We don't have an early report.
That oblique, man, you get hit on that again, it could be worse.
He's got to play.
I don't see him.
They don't have a chance with Jake Hayner.
Okay.
They don't have a chance.
But if they don't have a chance, why do they have him on the team?
Good question. I like.
I'm going to ask the obvious.
Okay, Captain Obvious. That's what you have as a backup.
Why do we have?
We can't all have Joe Flacco's waiting in the wings.
No,
I'd
you're
love
right.
to have Joe Flacco.
Flacco, what?
Holy smokes, he's a
and
touchdown
they love
machine.
Winston.
And they love Flacco, man.
All right, so Derek Carr, look, and then the offensive line injuries. Can Will Harris play? He went down. Luckily, Willie Gay is still out. Pete Werner, all these Taysom Hill. They got to have Taysom Hill.
Come on, Rick.
Put Taysom Hill at quarterback.
Well, I was just thinking that.
Is he back? But I mean, is he back?
He needs to be back, but I don't know.
That's the question, Rick. Is he back though? Oh, if he was back, he would definitely play quarterback. There's no doubt. There is no doubt.
This is a Buccaneer defense that it's Devin White's no longer there. He's with the Eagles.
He is.
This is a Buccaneer defense that's not as strong as it has been, but they're pretty good. I mean, they gave up 500 yards passing to Kirk Cousins,
but Rick,
who's pretty damn good.
When you look at Atlanta right now in that conference with them, Rick, did you think they were going to be that good? Honestly, come on
Bucks?
now. No, Atlanta.
No. I
did not think they were going to be that good, Rick.
I thought they'd be about where they are.
Man.
About where they are. It's going to be a dogfight.
The Saints should have beat them.
They should.
The Saints should have been. It's Bucks, Saints, and Falcons in jockeying for position. There's so many injuries. Look, again, on the road at Arrowhead, I thought the offensive line was okay. Okay. But Alvin Kamara, they got to cut him loose. But the quarterback question is, you're right about this. But I've always said, let Taysom Hill play. Let him play quarterback.
Where they got an offensive lineman Thursday.
Yeah.
As he
McGovern
was about to get on the plane to fly to London with the Jets practice squad.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. That's how bad it's gotten.
You know that game against the Chiefs? My pet peeve with the Saints.
Top 10 of your pet peeves, what?
It doesn't matter how good they played. They were fortunate just before halftime, and they only gave up 6 points.
Yeah.
But it was 2 different scoring drives
in the
final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was awful clock management by the Saints after
that
they
last
held
series.
them
Horrible.
to the first.
My God.
When they held them to a field goal the first time, okay, well, it might as well have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
2 field goals in the final 2.
Look.
And that's the Saints' pet peeve that goes back to the Sean Payton era.
The thing that
I don't know how they can always give up that
I'm
last
really surprised.
just for half.
The one thing Scooter has not mentioned, Rick, and you know our sports guru when it comes to clothing, he didn't mention anything about the Saints dress on last night.
I blame the black helmet.
You didn't mention anything about it, Scooter.
I blame the black helmet.
That's what you're going to hang
The
your head
rest
on
of
that.
the ensemble wasn't bad, but they got to get rid of. I hope they.
I like the black helmet.
They threw those.
We're going.
I like
we're
the little
really
Florida
going
leaf.
into the pond.
You know it's the little Florida lease that's on the
If
helmet.
you got to blame
Scooter, I
the
like
black
it.
They have a
helmet.
fleur-de-lis on the gold helmet.
I know.
I blame it
I
on
like
injuries.
it, Scooter.
I
I
don't-
like
and
it.
Patrick Mahomes, he's just maddeningly
Patrick
good.
just too much.
Final
Patrick
round
Mahomes
from
didn't
Caesar
matter.
Sportsbook coming up.
He takes the handoff. It's a refurb.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles, our new home for SoundOff.
Yes.
We're glad to be here. Thanks to the many folks down here at Caesar Sportsbook.
Glad to be here.
And Horseshoe Lake Charles laid out the red carpet. We've got to get a Vanderbilt helmet. We're going to get a
Not
Houston
happening.
Texans
It's not
helmet.
happening. It's not happening.
All right.
No.
Before we get our final thoughts on LSU Ole Miss, huge game, LSU, prime time, 6:30 kickoff.
This is the close we get in the Vandy.
That's right. Oh, that's cool. All right, the SEC is turning wild.
It is, Rick.
I mean, A&M
Talk about
is
people.
rising. Arkansas beats Tennessee. Alabama loses to Vanderbilt. Yes, Alabama lost.
is this good for the conference, though?
Alabama lost to Vanderbilt.
But is this good for the conference?
Well,
I don't think so.
I don't
No,
know. When you see
I don't think
Vandy
so.
beating Alabama,
I
that
don't
ain't
think
good.
so.
That's
No.
not good.
Alabama will probably still make
They
the
will,
playoffs.
Scooter, they will.
So,
But imagine we have to play them too
but I'm
now.
trying to figure out. Texas better be on upset alert.
You're
this
right about
week.
that.
Because
They better be.
you
They
forget
better be.
the week before, Ole Miss was right there.
You're right about that.
They
Yeah.
got unexplainably beat. Unexplainably.
They did.
That's
Where did I come up
interesting,
with
yeah.
that?
Yeah, they did.
Inexplicably
Yeah.
beaten
Against
by
Kentucky, yeah.
Kentucky.
They
Yeah.
did.
Could be Texas's turn this
Good
week.
point. And Quinn Ewers should be back, better be back for
He
Oklahoma.
is, they said.
Yeah,
he
is he cleared?
They
Okay,
said he's
so we
back.
got some wild, woolly things going on in the SEC with these upsets. I don't think it's good for the conference. I like it from a fan
with
and
a-
a football standpoint.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Love it.
With a
Yeah.
12-team playoff,
Love it.
it's not a killer.
That's right. Go
It is.
Doors.
I agree.
What
I
is
mean,
it, Doors?
You're going to have
Go
it.
Doors. Commodores.
Commodores.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
All right, Ole
Wow.
Miss and
They lost to
LSU.
Georgia State.
Ole Miss and LSU,
Yeah.
you got to be able, I agree with you, eliminate the chunk plays. I think
do.
LSU needs to control some of that clock and get a running
They
game
have
going.
to. They have
What-
to, Rick.
I'm with you, but
They
don't
have
be
to.
obsessed with
Don't
it.
be obsessed.
Now, their
No.
running game has come around.
150
a little.
yards would be nice.
It's shown some life in the last few weeks against less competition.
Yes.
But don't get obsessed with it and beat your head
You got
against
10
the wall.
seconds.
If you get up on Ole Miss, Coach, please don't take your foot off the gas. That's
Oh,
all
you
I'm
better
asking,
not.
Rick. That's all I'm asking. Don't take your foot off the gas, please.
Better get up on them first.
Brian Kelly might have just the coaching game of his life. We'll see.
Let it happen, Rick.
Great games
Go
this
Tigers.
weekend. We'll see you next time right here at Horseshoe Lake Charles.